want to ask you about Donald Trump. You are in a feud with Donald Trump right now. Do you know this?
No, I don't.
Because it's very exciting.
Oh,
for
really?
me, because he doesn't like me either, and so anytime there's somebody new he doesn't like, I feel a fraternity, a brotherhood with this.
Okay, so we're having beef?
You're having beef because I guess you said in an interview that you were a better golfer than him, and then you told a story. Is this true that he signed you up for one of your golf clubs and didn't tell you?
Yeah.
He went on national television and flat out said the president cheats at golf. Not just once either. He repeated it on 2 separate major networks while millions of viewers were watching. And the wildest part is that the president himself later jumped online and accidentally backed up the claim with his own tweets. That night became unforgettable because Samuel L. Jackson was not simply throwing playful shade at Donald Trump, he was calmly tearing down the larger legend built around the man, piece by piece, one story from the fairway at a time. And honestly, moments like that are why people love Jackson. If you are someone who appreciates when celebrities speak their mind without hesitation, make sure you subscribe and show some support for Samuel L. Jackson.
So you had to pay, like...
No, I didn't pay. Okay. I got a bill that I didn't pay.
Okay.
Because I had no idea, and I had my assistant call and tell them I don't really belong to that club and I haven't been there in 3 years. And they go, well, you are a member and here's your member number. And they were charging me some pool fee for being at them. I haven't been there. But somebody did send me something today that said Trump said he didn't know me.
He said he didn't know you. I actually have his
tweet
tweet right here.
Tweet.
This is very exciting. So there you go. It says, I don't know Samuel L. Jackson, to best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him, and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan.
Let's roll the tape back to the beginning. January 2016. The election season is already turning into total chaos across the country. At the same time, The Hateful Eight is playing in theaters, and Samuel L. Jackson shows up as a guest on Late Night with Seth Meyers on NBC. Everyone in the audience assumes they are about to hear the usual movie promotion chat. Instead, they get something far more explosive. Meyers casually brings up golf during the conversation, almost like small talk, and Jackson responds in a way that makes the entire room lean forward. He answers as if he has been waiting months for someone to ask him that exact question. Yeah, I have played golf with him, Jackson says, while leaning back in his chair, delivering the line with the calm confidence of someone slowly sipping a glass of bourbon.
Not a bad thing.
Now, it's very interesting when Donald Trump says someone is out on TV too much, because, he's with exposure, he thinks it's very careful to just barely be on TV at all.
Barely get yourself out there.
But is that true? You say, you claim right here you have met him.
Yeah, I met him a lot.
You've played golf with him.
I played golf with him.
He claims...
I actually played golf with him with Anthony Anderson one day.
Gotcha.
And we were all playing together, and we clearly saw him hook a ball into a lake at Trump National in Jersey. And his caddy told him he found it.
Now, was the caddy soaking wet when he said this?
No, he was not. Yeah, he just took off running, and next thing you know, I got it, Mr. Trump! And you're like,
Then he adds the line nobody expected to hear on late night television. And yeah, he cheats. The reaction inside the studio moves in waves. First, there is a collective gasp from the crowd, then laughter breaks out, and finally the applause kicks in. Because the blunt honesty catches everyone off guard. You can actually watch the smile spread across Seth Meyers' face in real time. It is the smile of a host who realizes this clip is about to explode across the internet before the commercial break even begins. The atmosphere in the room suddenly carries that rare kind of electricity that only happens when a guest decides to go completely off script. Within hours, the moment spreads across the media world. Headlines start popping up everywhere, from Variety to CBS Sports to The Guardian. Every outlet summarizes the moment the same way. Samuel L. Jackson publicly claims Donald Trump cheats at golf.
Did you see a splash? You saw a splash.
Gotcha.
And he used to call me. I have another person that can verify that he knows me. He called me one day. I was here in New York, and was always calling him, Samuel L., the Don. Who? The Don. Oh, Mr. Trump, how you doing? Yeah, you busy today? No. You want to play golf? Sure. Well, I'm not gonna play, but I got a friend wants to play, and we're gonna play at my club in, it was over here, not in Manhattan, but
Okay.
the other Trump club that's on this side of the bridge. And when I got there, it was President Clinton,
Really?
who could also verify that Donald Trump knows me.
Wow.
But the story takes an even stranger turn when the future 47th president himself steps into the conversation. At that time, Trump is still a businessman riding the escalator moment into the political spotlight, and he jumps onto Twitter to push back against the claim. He writes that as far as he knows, he has never even played golf with Samuel L. Jackson. Then, only 6 hours later, another tweet appears. This time, Trump insists that he does not cheat at golf and flips the accusation by claiming Samuel Jackson is the one who does. Suddenly, the situation becomes impossible to ignore. The same man who just said he had never played with Jackson somehow knows enough to accuse him of bending the rules on the course. 2 tweets, one clear contradiction, and millions of people capturing screenshots before anything can disappear.
Here's the bummer.
And Don did show up, and he took Bill in and bought him a jacket and gave me nothing.
I got bad news for you. The one person that might not back you up right now in this story is Bill Clinton, because I don't know if he's going to want to say a story that he was golfing with Donald Trump either.
He didn't golf that day.
He didn't golf that day.
He did not golf that
So
day.
who did you end up golfing with?
With Mr. Clinton.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, Bill and I went out and played. Don showed up in the middle of the round, and we went into the clubhouse, and he gave Bill a jacket because it was a little chilly.
Wow. He didn't even ask you if you were cold?
No. I had a jacket on.
Oh, you already had a jacket
I was
on.
good.
You could not design a more perfect example of irony even if you tried writing it into a script. And that is exactly when other voices start entering the conversation. Actor Anthony Anderson, who happens to know both men, jumps in online and explains that he has personally played golf with the two of them together. Same course, same tee time. ABC News quickly documents the claim, which turns the famous "I do not know him" defense into another headline entirely. Suddenly, the evidence starts piling up from different directions. The scorecards are basically out in the open. At that point, Samuel L. Jackson does not even need to respond. The contradiction is already speaking loudly enough on its own. For a moment, everything seems to settle down. And then the next wave hits daytime television.
Sam Jackson was on the show.
Yes.
Sam Jackson got into a little Twitter beef with Donald Trump. Donald Trump claimed that he had never golfed with Sam Jackson. He wrote, "I don't know Samuel L. Jackson. To the best of my, there you go. To the best of my knowledge, haven't played golf with him and think he does too many TV commercials. Boring, not a fan." You came to the defense of Sam Jackson immediately. You tweeted right here. Come on. Donald Trump, you played golf with Samuel Jackson and me as well. We also had lunch together. Shrimp and hot dogs sound familiar.
Yeah.
So you did golf. The three of you golfed together.
We golfed together at Trump's course in Bedminster and had a great time.
Yeah.
Not long after that, Jackson appears on The View looking relaxed, wearing sunglasses, and carrying the same cool energy he always has. When the topic comes up again, he repeats the story almost casually. He cheats. I have seen it myself. The reaction from the panel is immediate. The hosts burst into laughter, the audience cheers, and the clip spreads across daytime television like wildfire. What makes this moment different is the repetition. Now the same claim has been delivered on another major platform, completely unscripted and broadcast live to millions of morning viewers. What started as a quick joke on a late-night show suddenly feels more like a public statement. The conversation shifts from being just a funny story to something bigger that people across the culture start talking about.
What do you make of these types of comments coming out of this administration, Sam?
Well, first of all, I can't take a lot that Jared Kushner said seriously. I mean, he is Jared Kushner, right? So why should we, listen to what he has to say? Especially, I mean, how many black people you really think he knows or talks to on a regular basis so he can understand that? So that's not something that I, take in. The administration is the administration. We know who they are. We know how they feel about the black community, and they said a lot of things about what they've done and what they haven't done, and we can see evidence of that by the number of Black people that are in the administration and what they do, particularly for the Black community. So, I mean, that's something we should take.
You can practically feel the turning point happening in real time. One of the most recognizable actors in Hollywood is openly poking fun at one of the most recognizable figures in politics, and he is doing it on national television without showing the slightest hesitation. Quick moment for you watching this right now. If you love those rare situations where comedy ends up revealing uncomfortable truths, go ahead and hit the like button. The algorithm may not always reward blunt honesty, but viewers certainly do. Now back to the rivalry that slowly turned into internet legend. For months, the whole golf argument becomes an unexpected online sports drama. Just think about the scenario. A Hollywood superstar says the future president cheats on the golf course, while that same future president insists he has never even met the guy.
What did you think of that MFer Donald Trump tweeting that you're a boring actor who does too many TV commercials?
Oh my God, did he tweet that?
Yeah, he did.
What was your reaction to that?
I look at my bank account, I laugh.
Speaking of which, the #1 question for you was, what's in your wallet?
My wife's hand.
There you go.
At times, the whole situation feels like the plot of a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode that somehow escaped television and entered real life. Late-night writers quickly realized the comedic gold sitting right in front of them. Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Kimmel all deliver their own versions of the joke. One punchline even compares Trump's memory to a golf swing that cannot reach 9 irons. Eventually, the calendar jumps ahead to 2019. Trump is now sitting in the Oval Office, and Samuel L. Jackson appears on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, while the country is deep in the middle of the chaotic years of that presidency. During the interview, Colbert reminds Jackson about something interesting. Back in 2016, Jackson had actually joked that Trump might end up winning the election. The studio audience suddenly goes quiet for a second, while everyone waits for Jackson's reaction.
I just learned out we have one thing in common. We are both terrible golfers. Because there's a new tell-all book about the president called Commander-in-Chief: How Golf Explains Trump.
First of all, why did you go up to Mr. Trump, and what did he say to you when you approached him?
Well, I went up out of courtesy and out of respect for the office of the President of the United States. Actually, the last time I'd seen Trump was the Saturday before Easter in 2015 at the same golf course with my friend David Koch. We were chatting on the putting green. It was the first time I'd worn knickers. I made a joke about it, and Donald laughed, and he said, "I hope you enjoy the golf course." I went up to him, and, you know, in the spirit of the United States of America, and said, "Congratulations, sir." And then he launched into a diatribe, but I had been rough on him. He used an expletive to describe the content of my book. I looked him in the eye and I said, "It's all true." And he said, "Not in the way you said it. I can't believe why you're here." Well, again, I'd been there a little over a year and a half ago. And I said, "Well, I came with David Koch." Well, he said, "I think it's inappropriate for you to play here and I want you to leave." And so I said, "Fine," and we left.
Jackson responds with a half smile and delivers a line that lands somewhere between humor and regret. "I really did not want to be right," he says, adding that he hoped the comment had simply been a joke. The audience laughs, but the laughter carries an uneasy tone because people realize that prediction ended up becoming reality. Colbert nods and reminds him that he did, in fact, call it ahead of time. Jackson simply shrugs with that instantly recognizable expression that mixes disbelief with frustration and allows the moment to breathe without adding more explanation. He does not need to say anything else. Everyone watching understands the point already. He never set out to predict the future. He just happened to be one of the first voices willing to say what others were quietly thinking during a late-night interview.
Donald Trump being busted cheating at golf. We can see a caddy dropping a ball there for the president while he played at one of his courses in Scotland.
When the going gets tough, the tough
Pay someone to cheat for you.
Claims to have a handicap of 2.8. Now lower is better. So to put that in perspective, Jack Nicklaus, winner of a record 18 major golf titles and generally considered the greatest golfer in the history of the game, has a handicap of 3.4.
By this point, reporters start putting all the pieces together. The golf story gradually evolves into something close to pop culture legend, especially after journalist Rick Riley releases his 2019 book, Commander-in-Cheat, which explores how golf reflects Donald Trump's personality. Inside that book, Jackson's name appears alongside other celebrities and professional golfers who claim Trump sometimes bends the rules during rounds. Riley even includes a bizarre anecdote about Jackson being billed for a membership at a Trump golf course that he never realized he had, a detail that sounds like it came straight out of a comedy sketch. Jackson never tries to turn the situation into high drama. Instead, he usually reacts with a laugh and a shrug, the kind of reaction from someone who has long since stopped being surprised by bold behavior.
And the other thing I say to Europe, we will not allow a windmill to be built in the United States. They're killing us. They're killing the beauty of our scenery, our valleys, our beautiful plains. And I'm not talking about airplanes. I'm talking about beautiful plains, beautiful areas in the United States. And you look up and you see windmills all over the place. It's a horrible thing. It's the most expensive form of energy. It's no good. They're made in China, almost all of them. When they start to rust and rot in 8 years, you can't really turn them off. You can't bury them. They won't let you bury the propellers, you know, the props, because they're a certain type of fiber that doesn't go well with the land. That's what they say. The environmentalists say you can't bury them because the fiber doesn't go well with the land. In other words, if you bury it, it will harm our soil. The whole thing is a con job. It's very expensive. And in all fairness, Germany tried it, and wind doesn't work. You need subsidy for wind, and energy should not need subsidy. With energy, you make money. You don't lose money.
Right around the middle of this story, there is an important realization. The golf cheating story was never really about golf in the first place. It works more like a metaphor that had been sitting in plain sight the entire time. Jackson was not just describing a bad sports habit. He was pointing out something deeper about the ability to reshape reality while people are watching. Think about it for a second. If someone quietly nudges their own ball closer to the hole and then insists they still scored a perfect shot, what does that really say? In a strange way, it becomes a preview of something bigger. So, let's review the timeline again for clarity. Late-night television in 2016 delivers the original claim live on air. Later that same year, The View repeats the story and reinforces it for a daytime audience.
Wind farms. Loud, ugly, harmful to nature. Who says that? These giants are standing tall against fossil fuels, rising up out of the ocean like a middle finger to CO2. Deep beneath the waves, they can become artificial reefs, creating habitats for sea life to grow. These are wind farm seaweed snaps made with seaweed grown at a Vattenfall wind farm. Serious gourmet. So, what's it gonna be? Mother wind farms or mother wind farms?
Then on that very same day, Twitter becomes the stage for denial, contradiction, and reversal, all unfolding within roughly 12 hours. Fast forward a few years to 2019, when Jackson sits with Colbert, and the earlier prediction about Trump's rise suddenly looks less like a joke and more like a warning that came true. That sequence does not resemble ordinary celebrity gossip anymore. It looks more like a pattern where the same story keeps resurfacing in different places while cameras are rolling. For a long time, people could shrug it off as entertainment, but eventually the pattern becomes too obvious to ignore. By 2020, even Golf Digest joins the conversation with a segment titled "Celebrities Who Accuse Trump of Cheating at Golf," and Jackson's quote consistently appears near the top of the list. At that point, the discussion stops being about politics alone and starts revolving around something far simpler and more serious: credibility.
So Stephen Colbert announced that he was leaving his show. Howard Stern announced that he and Sirius XM Radio are parting ways. Do you think the hate Trump business model that's been in the entertainment business is going out of business because it's not popular with the American people?
Well, it hasn't worked, and it hasn't worked really for a long time, and I would say pretty much from the beginning. Colbert has no talent. I mean, I could take anybody here, I could go outside in the beautiful streets and pick up a couple of people that do just as well or better. They get higher ratings than he did. He's got no talent. Fallon has no talent. Kimmel has no talent. They're next. They're going to be going. I hear they're going to be going. I don't know, but I would imagine because they get, Colbert has better ratings than Kimmel or Fallon. You know that.